my voice echoed there for a second. I thought, where is that coming from? I forgot. And that on me. I had a moment there. So don't pray for me. Happy Sabbath. It's such a blessing to be here. Such a blessing to be here. And I am very honored and blessed to be the health educator, or one of them, at the Three Angels Health Center. And they are such a lovely people. Sister Taylor keeps me on the toes. Anyway, I am here today hopefully to share something with you that would encourage you in your walk with God, not only with God, in your health walk. Because we all want to be healthy, right? Amen. Amen. I've never seen anybody get up in the morning and say, oh, I think I'll be sick today. If you are, please have a talk with me after. Because we need to pray and ask God to help our minds. Because being sick is nothing fun at all. I don't care if it's a simple cold. It's still not fun, and we don't want that. Well, today, I noticed on the bulletin, what did your bulletin say that the topic for today is? I want to make sure I'm on the same one. What to do in case of illness. Now, we're going to, that's a broad topic, isn't it? So what we're going to do today, because we don't have months of Sundays to be here, we are going to focus on one portion. Because I could go on and on and on and on and on things to do when you're sick. Because there's different illnesses, right? And every one of those illnesses comes with different ways to treat them. So for the sake of time, get my tongue right here, I'm going to just focus on one section here. Now, anybody tell me, where does all diseases start? In the mind. I knew I was going to get some different answers. In the mind? Illness starts in the mind? Good. I heard something else that rang a bell.
In your gut.
Okay, do this for me so that way I can hear everybody. Because I'm hearing like 5 different answers. Which are, in a way, it's true, but I'm looking for one specific one. Okay. In the cells, okay. I saw some other hands. I know I did.
I said the gut.
The gut? You were saying what?
I said the same thing.
The gut? Okay.
Sin.
Sin. That's where it originated. Yes, every evil thing that's on this earth started with the introduction of sin. Yes, ma'am.
The colon.
The colon. Now, is the colon and the gut and all that kind of around the same area? Yes, yes, ma'am. Let somebody else go, she says. Yes, ma'am.
Your food.
Your food? Food can cause diseases, yes. The mind. That's what you're going to say. In the mind. Diseases start in the mind, yes. But, no. Go ahead, I'm sorry, before I open my mouth. I'm sorry.
Imbalance of the immune system.
The imbalance of the immune system, okay. Well, what we're going to look at disease starting in the gut, the colon, all that area, okay? Because years, there was a saying that said, all diseases start in the gut. And why is that said? Why? What's wrong with our gut? That's what we eat, and we go through all that. I mean, what's the problem? Go ahead. There's a lot of bacteria there, okay. That good and bad, or okay. That's right, and imbalance that can affect the mind and the body, okay.
If we're not chewing properly, the food cannot be digested well.
Okay.
So with bad digestion of the pollen.
Okay, so, yes, sir.
The reason why it's, our bacteria and everything starts back when the people complain so much that they wanted to be. And God ended up giving them meat, and it made them sick. Very sick, where they were just throwing up, so that's basically where it came from.
Okay. When we eat food, who can tell me the process? What happens? Y'all gonna talk today, okay? I'm used to teaching a kindergarten class, and kindergartners don't ever be quiet unless there's something wrong. They're always raising their hand and they have stuff to share. Not saying that you're kindergartners, but I'm saying I'm gonna need that kind of energy because I'm an energetic person, okay? When you eat food, what happens? Can y'all hear her? I'm gonna have to do
There's
it.
enzymes in the mouth
Inside is in the mouth.
that are manufactured, well, that come to me from chewing.
Uh-huh.
The more you chew, that's when you chew, the more of these enzymes begin breaking down the food and preparation for the rest of the digestion.
Okay.
Digestion begins in the mouth.
Okay. Now, she said digestion begins in the mouth. So when the process, let's think about the process of digestion. When you walk in a room and you smell food, what happens? So is that part of digestion? Yes. Yes. So from smelling of the food, the seeing of the food, you haven't even started to put it in your mouth, right? You just smell it, and then when you walk in, you see it. The body is already going, what? It's time to eat. That looks good. That's going to taste good. Yes, ma'am.
Just talking about something that you know is yummy will make your mouth water go fast.
Yes. So the digestion can start even before the food even enters the mouth. Okay, so that's why when you prepare food for people, they say people eat first with their eyes. And it's because if you walk in and it, just because someone's cooking and if it doesn't look good, it doesn't smell right, right? So I'm eating, right? I'm eating my food. It's going through the mouth, as she said. Start the mouth, all the enzymes, all those start to break down. We swallow. What happens? When you swallow, what happens? We just follow the digestion. It goes down. Where's it going? What's happening? It's off. Okay. Are you sure about that? Yes, ma'am.
You chew at the first time, not the first.
Yes, you want to make sure you're chewing very well. Yes. You don't want to do that and swallow. That's not good. You want to make sure you properly chew that up. Take your time. I'm going to turn my head. I didn't see that. So properly chew, swallow. Goes down and goes through all. I'm going to say if you go down, it goes through all the systems. Go into the stomach. What happens in the stomach?
The gastric, the acid breaks it down.
And then the liver, the bowel, all that stuff takes place, goes through the intestines and all that, and then what does it do?
Then with the small intestine, you know, like distributing what have you, the waste goes into the lower intestine and it comes up to the.
Okay, and that's what complete digestion is, right? It has to go through the system, right?
Cells that eat the nutrients.
Yeah, everybody is getting what they need. That's true. Yes, all the nutrients, all the different things are going through, getting in the blood. It's doing all what it needs to do. What we're going to focus on is, we know that the disease starts in the gut, okay? Why is there diseases in the gut? What could possibly start that happening?
Oh, somebody said something. I said fermentation.
Okay, what happens with fermentation? What does that happen with digestion?
When it's sitting into, it's all, you know, how long it's sitting in good.
Okay.
If it sits
said fermentation. So if I'm eating my food and the process of digestion is happening, why would food still be not going through the system? Why would it be fermented?
Oh, anything you start,
Start a snack.
you're seeing blood that's moving in the digestive process.
Okay, did y'all hear her? She's saying, when you eat food and say that you go and you exercise right after vigorously, it'll stop the digestion because the process is needing the blood and all that to go there to help with the digestion. So, what if I didn't vigorously exercise? What else could cause that problem? Okay, drinking right after you eat or while you eat it, okay. Stops the digestion. What else can stop it?
Laying down.
Inactivity, because when after we eat, what is the best thing to do? A walk. Take a walk. Now, are we doing a walk or we're walking up? You know, getting that heart rate up and just huffing and puffing? What kind of walk should we do? Just a casual walk. Get that digestion to work. What else can stop digestion? I'm sorry. Yeah, Juliet or somebody?
Some things that we eat as food actually stops digestion.
You care to elaborate on that? He said some things that we think is food hinders digestion. What?
Alcohol is one of them.
Okay, alcohol. Maybe some people say that, well, after I eat, I have a glass of wine. That's so bad all the way in so many ways. So. Meat takes longer to digest. Yes, so if you're eating a heavy meat diet, that would cause it. Anything else? I'm trying to pick your brain for all these little things. I'm sorry? Snacking.
Start the process all over, so whatever's left there, you add more to it.
Good deal. Did y'all hear her? She said, like, when you eat your meal, then a little ways, not fully through the time that you should have for digestion. What is the full time for digestion? Let's see if we can.
It depends on the food.
Thank you. It depends on the food. Because if you're eating just fruit, so you ate just fruit, should you wait 6 hours to eat? Is it going to take 6 hours for that fruit to digest? No. It'll digest quicker. So, but what our body do like is consistency. So if you can push for it, have your meals at set times. Because when you have a meal, 8 o'clock today, tomorrow you have it at 10 o'clock, the next day you may not have one, the day after that you may have it at noon. The body is what? Confused because it's used to eating at a certain time. So try to keep that consistent because that will hinder your digestion also. Okay? But what I want to look at today is something that we probably all have experienced dealing with how our body digests and eliminate the food that we eat, the waste or whatever, eliminate the waste that we eat, not eating the waste. Take that back. Because I'm crazy like that. Our bodies, okay, when we eat our food, the food is digested, all the nutrients that we need is taken, and then the body is supposed to get rid of what it did not use, what it did not want, or whatever. And that's the waste, okay? Now, we all have had this. If you haven't, you are very blessed. Keep up the good work, okay? But the disease we're going to look at is, I hope you can see this. I'm going to get rid of this line here. Constipation. Because if all diseases begin in the gut, that means something's not going away like it's supposed to. Like the waste is not being eliminated. It is hanging around in places that it doesn't belong. So we're going to talk about today this particular one. There's other diseases of the gut like Crohn's disease, celiac, all those different ones. But the one we want to look at today, because if we can handle this, we can pretty much avoid some of the others. So, constipation. What is constipation? I know it's an ugly topic, but we gotta deal with it.
You can't go for your unable to
Simple.
It
You're-
also be doctor.
I'm sorry.
Consultation doesn't necessarily be that you can't use the restroom, it might be the other way work is control.
Exactly. Constipation, there's two, we're gonna look at, let me see. You know what, I do this to myself every time. Let me get this. Constipation. You have what they call, and no, this is not one that you grow without pesticides. Organic constipation, which is a rare kind. It's rare. It's constipation when someone has constipation from some kind of disease that they have already, of the gut or whatever. And so this is kind of a rare kind, but the one that we are familiar with. I understand when they say you can't, when you're up close to the board, your spelling looks off. Is that correct? Okay. Looks funny to me, I don't know why. Because of disease. Okay. I'm sorry,
She asked,
I didn't hear you.
she asked me a question and I told her.
Oh, okay, no problem. I thought you were asking me a question. No problem. All right, second one. My spelling just look weird to me right now. I don't know why.
Correct.
F-U-N-C. Okay. Y'all let me know if I'm spelling it wrong, right? So I can correct it, because that will bother me. Okay, good. Okay, we have what they call functional constipation. Any ever went camping or went to a place where you're not used to going? And you needed to go, but you don't want to go? So what do?
Hold it.
You hold it. I've heard stories of people that said their children they went to camp and they didn't use the bathroom all week. And I said, oh, wow. They said when they came back home, they were sick and they didn't feel good and they didn't really enjoy camp because they were just miserable. I said, wow. Or people who like to travel, and you pull up at the gas station and you go in and you say, oh no, not today. And you jump back in the car and you keep going until you can get where you're going, and then, that happens a few times and that messes up the system. Things happen. I'm guilty. I said, no. I said, I thought you were going to the bathroom. I said, I thought I was too. But I think I'll be okay. Can't do that. I said, I know, but I can't. The body will not function because that mind is controlling that right now and it's telling it, no, don't do that. Okay? So this is what causes a lot of people to go to the emergency room, because it's gotten to the point where it's causing all kinds of issues. Okay? So we're going to look at causes of constipation. Okay? What is one thing that you can think of right out that causes constipation?
Cheese products.
Okay, I heard some good answers. She said cheese. Hold on to that. We'll come to that.
No fiber diet.
No fiber diet. Okay.
No.
low fiber diet. Where do we get our fiber from? Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, legumes, those things? Okay, okay. So a low fiber diet, if you're not getting enough roughage, as she say, what, that roughage help with what? It just cleans that out, it has to push that out. Now, if I'm constipated, now, would it help me if I eat a lot of fiber?
No, we don't water. You need water.
Okay, okay. But what happened if I'm constipated and I know I'm constipated? Like I know I need to go to the bathroom, but I can't. Should I go in and start eating a bunch of high fiber foods?
Me personally, I don't think that we should, because then it's just counting more and more and more on there. Shouldn't you find out what's causing it?
Yes, we should find out the cause. You always look for cause to effect. But if you're already constipated and you start shutting down a bunch of high fiber foods, that's just like if you got a clogged sink or toilet or something. Are you going to go and start shedding toilet paper or that other stuff to try to get that out? What are you going to try to do? You can grab a plunger because you need to get that unclogged, right? The same thing with our system. Okay? Okay.
My candy mom?
I didn't, yes. Yes. Okay, so low fiber diet, what else can cause constipation?
Sedentary lifestyle, like a truck driver's job, they're on there, sitting on it for hours and hours and hours.
Gotcha.
And the more you sit, the more you get.
Okay. Dehydration.
Could stress cause it?
Yes, ma'am. Stress. Now y'all working with me. There you go. Low fiber diet, inactivity, dehydration, stress, medications.
Surgery,
I heard it.
surgery,
Surgery. You had some kind of surgery.
they give you a slow down medicine.
Okay. Anything else? So I wanted to forget to add my one that child in there. Like you have. What do you know?
Even proper rest,
I'm sorry.
even proper rest.
Now explain that to me.
Now, I used to work, at 24 hours, I used to work about 14, 15 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to work, but it wasn't good for me.
That's right, because if you're working, and you're not getting proper rest, you may not also be eating properly because you're constantly busy in doing your work, or if you're working long hours, you may be eating certain foods that is not so high in fiber or something. You need something quick, because usually if you're working long hours, some companies give you what? You may get a half an hour for it sometimes. And that's it. So you're not properly chewing them. You're not properly, eating properly, basically. So you're getting all this right here in there too, because you're eating stressful, because you're not sitting down relaxing. You're thinking about what you got to do next at your job. You're thinking about what you did before, especially if you messed up something. You're like, oh, I got to go fix that, or whatever the case may be, it causes that. So the stomach is not functioning properly. So I'm going to write that here. Proper rest for chewing properly. Okay. So this list is not exhausted, okay? There's other things that can cause constipation also, but we want to look at these few. Now, If you ever been, okay, I don't know, are you okay with that, right? If you ever suffer from constipation, tell me what the symptoms. I was gonna ask how many of you ever been constipated, but we don't leave that person. Yes, ma'am, give me a symptom of constipation.
Let's see, stomach cramping,
Okay, stomach cramping or stomach pain.
stomach pain,
Okay,
irritated,
headaches, loaded. Is diarrhea 2 hours or what?
yes, it is,
Okay, I thought that looked funny, like something is not right. Okay. diarrhea.
Hard stools.
This one here, is that a good thing to do? Anytime, even if you're not constipated, should you do that? Why? You have hemorrhoids, that's something simple. Doesn't sound simple, but that's a simple result that may happen. Yes, ma'am.
You could be, working with the babies, but babies cause there's a lot of strain.
Mhm.
You have heart attack on
That one is what I'm looking at. Straining can literally, I went to this church and I used to have, this pastor was talking about things that's like making sure your body's working good, exercising and all this. And he was saying, and y'all need to stop this straining because y'all gonna mess around and have a heart attack. And as a child, I thought that was funny. And I was like, how you gonna have a heart attack going to the bathroom? But then when I got older and studied anatomy and physiology, I understood, you don't want to do that because you can literally have a heart attack. And I knew a person that actually did that. He was straining, trying to go to the bathroom, and his wife found him in the bathroom. He had had a heart attack. So please, avoid. Okay? Whether you are constipated or not, you do not want to strain. If you are straining, that means there is something that you are lacking to do. Whether it's getting the fiber, moving about, water, handling that stress a little better, or if you're on a medication, you need to go and talk to your doctor and say, hey, this is causing me not to be able to go to the bathroom, and I don't want to strain to go. Okay? Or if you had some kind of surgery or something, medical procedure, you want to find a way to keep from, just stay away from that, please. I saw a hand. So, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry? Gotcha. She says it causes and can also cause aneurysm. Let me get that word out. If you have one, it'll go ahead and send it on its process. You don't want to do that. Okay? Gas.
Straining can also cause
There's
rectal,
something.
straining can also cause rectal prolapse and things like that.
Yes, where your whole,
Yeah.
yes, that system comes out of place where it shouldn't be. Yes, if you're straining. That is so true. That is so true. Okay. So some of the symptoms, stomach cramps and pain, irritation. This could be like not just irritation in the area, but irritation in your personality. I've been riding down the road sometimes and my husband laughs at me. I see some people are driving and they have this look on their face. He said, wow, they look like they're kind of upset. I said, that's okay. They just need a good cleanser now. They're probably constipated. So it's just, it messes up your personality. It does. Headaches, bloating, diarrhea. And some people say, well, how can we have diarrhea if you're constipated? What's happening there?
Just going around the school.
Whatever liquid, that's right, it's packed in there. But if you're consuming like any kind of fluids, liquids, juice, anything, the food that you're eating, because we do get some water from the food that we eat, whatever, it just kind of, instead of it moving it on out like it's supposed to, it's just kind of running along the sides of it, just kind of washing it out. And it's not removing it all, it's just kind of picking up some of the sediment. So you can have diarrhea when you're constipated, okay? And this is also, there's a couple more. Loss of appetite. You can have that when you're constipated. You can also have this feeling of fullness, feeling full. You're like, oh, I ate earlier, but I don't feel like I'm hungry no more. And it could be later in the evening, and when it's time for you to eat again, you don't feel like you're hungry because what's going on here? It's just there. It's still there. Okay? What about this? Acne as a symptom of constipation. Yeah. Because if you're constipated, all the toxins, all that stuff is still in there, and it's just staying there, right? It's got bars, and it can't go nowhere, right? So anything that's in there, all the toxins that are moving, they stay in that one place, right? That waste that's sitting in there, yes, the waste is not moving, but there's stuff that's happening around that. Especially if you're still drinking, you're still eating this water, that stuff has got to go somewhere, right? So it's going to start easing through. It comes out in your skin. It comes out in a rash. It has to come out because those toxins are in there. They're like, hey, either you're going to get rid of me or I'm going to have to help myself. The body's like, look, I don't know what to do with this. So when you see, like I've seen teenagers and young people, they say, I've got acne. And they start putting all this stuff on their skin, trying to get rid of the acne. It's right here. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a nurse, or was a nurse. I've seen people that were so constipated that they were throwing up. And the vomit does not smell, it's foul.
That was my next one.
Yeah.
Dude.
Saying all this right after that.
Vomiting. Sometimes that stuff gets so impacted in there that your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay? There's no doubt about it. Okay? Our Creator knew exactly what He was doing when He created us. He fixed this body so that if you give this body the right conditions, the right food, the right nutrition, the right everything, the 8 laws of health, your body will heal itself. And if we are not giving our bodies the right things, the body is going to take care of itself. It's going to manifest something is going on in your body, whether we do anything about it or not. It's going to come out. And it's either going to come out through all the areas of elimination. What is our areas of elimination? The skin is the biggest. That's the biggest organ of your body. I'm sorry? Yes, that's your skin. Your mouth, okay. Yes, yes. The lungs. I'm sorry. Okay, yes. So if we don't give our body what it needs to take care of itself, it'll start working on its own. It's like, okay, we have an issue here, so I'm going to show you that we have an issue here. So when you start having this, different things, that's why it tells us what root cause to effect. You got to think, okay, well, why do I have a headache? Why is my head hurting me? And the first thing we do is say, okay, let me think about this. Did I eat? Okay. Did I have water? Did I get sleep last night? Is it too hot? You start, my point is, you start thinking back to everything that you can think of that might have caused that headache. And then once you figure that out, you can move forward into taking care of it. But if you don't know what started it, you're going to be just constantly doing things that's not actually fixing the problem. Okay? You can be added to the problem. Okay? So, let's see, nausea and vomiting, you're right. I remember one time, me and my husband, when my son was small, he had I don't know, he got into something outside. We were living out in the country area, so they're always outside. Anyway, he started getting these little fine bumps like on his back. And I said, what did you get then? What happened? Didn't figure it out. So I said, you know what, to be safe, let's just go to the emergency room, let them check in, make sure nothing is happening, that we're not sure. So we walk into the emergency room, walk into the waiting room, and this young lady is there, and she is a little toddler, little girl, beautiful little girl, is there, and she's there, and I couldn't believe the sight. She was there with the baby, and this poor baby was just throwing up. Now this wasn't regular vomit. This wasn't food. This was what you just said. It was coming up. And she's in the waiting room. She's there, and the mama, poor thing, she was trying to, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is a medical facility. Nurses, doctors, the office staff, anybody should have came out and assisted this young lady. Because she was trying to do what she needed to do. She was just, and I said, this is not the baby having a cold, sneezing, and this baby is having a serious issue right now with going on. This baby should have been back already, being looked after. But the mom said she had been sitting there for 20 minutes. And I said, wow. And what happened? I don't know. It will come up. So we want to make sure we keep an eye on constipation. Now, can we get rid of constipation? Yeah? Of course. There's always a remedy. Always a remedy. Because God has created us. He's already told us His way is the way, right? So if He's wanting us to use His way, He's going to give us ways to handle anything. Correct? Yeah. I believe that. So we're having all these symptoms. We're not always, because when you have constipation, you're not going to always have all these symptoms. Okay? You're going to have certain ones. But you always want to travel back and make sure it's not this. Because if we keep that gut cleaned out and healthy, whatever diseases that would follow that, we can avoid it. Okay? I'm sorry. You do. You do. You do. When you have issues with the gut and it is eliminated or it's fixed, you do feel very, very good afterwards. You're right. Okay, let's look at some remedies for this old constipation. What is the first thing you should do? I saw a hand.
Drink more water, unless it's not water.
You want to drink? I'm going to put water. Now, with the drinking of water, if you're to the point where you're doing this, you might want to do something with that water because you want to not have this. You don't want to drink something that's going to make you throw up more, okay? But you can drink Water. Can we add something to the water to help us? To help with the nausea?
I do salt.
There is salt, I hear ginger. Yes. Yes. She said you can drink an herbal tea, especially one with, she said with cinnamon. Yes. So if you're drinking water and you're dealing with this, you may want to do something like she said, some ginger and just knock those one down. Yes.
I would say the first thing is when you pray.
That's what we always do. That is the number one thing when you are for anything.
Help me there.
Yes. Yes. To help your mind function. That is the number one. I would have said that, but I thought that was a given being that we're in church. I would think that's the first thing you would do. If you are sick, that's usually the first thing people start doing. Lord help me.
No, I got sick 2.5 days ago.
Uh-huh.
And first of all, I prayed, I asked the Lord to forgive me because I had obviously done something.
Mhm.
Upset my urine, I was miserable.
Yes.
And I couldn't think of what I'd done, but I asked the Lord to forgive me and to bring me to the Holy Spirit, to forgive me of what I had done.
Yes.
And then to show
Can y'all hear?
and to show me what to do. I asked for forgiveness because I obviously violated one of the natural laws, and I honestly couldn't think of what I had done, but, I asked the Lord, the Holy Spirit to show me what I had done.
Exactly.
And then to get hold of this one, I don't want to ask for forgiveness, and then ask the Lord, please help me. Show me what to do.
Exactly. That is a
I
gift.
didn't know if you're sinful.
Yes.
I defiled somehow, unintentionally.
Yes.
But you asked for forgiveness.
And like she said, she didn't know what happened. So she asked God for forgiveness because she's obviously done something that has caused defile the temple, as she said. So she asked God to help her, guide her thoughts, help her to figure out what's going on and what she should do. So that is the number one thing, because if you're doing all this remedies, and there's plenty of remedies and things for pretty much any illness that you can come up with, okay? But the remedies is not what's doing the healing, okay? God is the only place for healing, okay? Even constipation, that's true. Yes, he created the system to eliminate properly, yes. So he knows how it works. So we asked him, you always, before you take any remedy or anything, you always want to pray and ask God that it will do what it needs to do and cause good and not cause harm. And to restore the system back to where it needs to be. And when you pray that prayer now, you don't want to pray that prayer and then wait for the remedy to take it and it does what it does and then you're done with it and then next week you're back on it and don't stop the cycle. Once you get the situation taken care of, you know what caused the problem, don't go back to that problem again, to what caused it. That's what I'm saying. Don't repeat what caused the situation in the first place. Okay? Because we know, we all read the stories in the Bible where somebody done something, they asked for forgiveness, God helped them, and then they decided, okay, I'm good now. Now I'm going back to doing what I'm doing. Because when it happens the next time, is it going to be the same way? It says it's going to be a little worse because your body will be like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on? We've done this before, and now the system will be like, I can't handle all this. So it's going to be more. I saw a hand. I'm not sure. Okay. You can do an enema. We're going to start. Let's start from the simple ones, and then we're going to move to the ones that where we really end up. This is where we don't want to end up. Okay. Okay. So we want to try to handle this in its beginning stage. Okay. We don't want it to the point where we have to go here, and they got to do something. Now sometimes that happens because sometimes we doesn't know that we are constipated. We don't know we have an issue in the gut, and it gets worse. And We're like, okay, like the kids who've been to camp for a whole week and have not used the bathroom for the whole week. Sometimes we may end up here because by that time, everything is dry in there and it's packed and it will not move. Okay, so we might end up here, but we want to avoid that if we can, okay?
Can you eat some type of fiber that will help move the constipation?
Yes. Remedies. We're gonna go ahead. Eat fiber foods. This is to keep from getting here, okay? You wanna make sure you're drinking water, staying hydrated. You wanna eat fiber foods, okay? I'm gonna work in this order if you don't mind, 1 second.
Walking, right there.
Stay active. You wanna move about. That's before you eat, after you eat, anytime. You wanna keep your body active. That eating and sitting down in the lazy chair don't work. Or going to the couch and got no control doesn't work, okay? You wanna move about. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
If your nerve will listen for bowel sounds and if you hear any
Mhm.
listen for bowel sounds, it's called, that's not a good sign. So
Okay.
that's what you want to do back.
Yes, yes, stay active. Okay? So if we're drinking water, we're eating high fiber foods,
Or drink,
eating fiber drinks.
well, like the selenium.
Oh, I got you. We're talking about the tea. Okay, okay. So we'll put here, drink water, and then you get like, let's see, herbal teas.
There's some that are especially for constipation.
Okay, this is if you're constipated. But before we get to avoid getting here, we want to make sure we stay hydrated to some water. Okay? Fiber foods, exercising, stay active. I heard it earlier, you said probiotics. What are probiotics? Okay. A lot of people push for pro. I look at the pre because I like to take care of it before I have to get to that. So I eat prebiotics. They use me with prebiotics. I started prebiotics because prebiotics is just foods that help the gut builds the bacteria, keep the bacteria flourished in there. Okay? I'm sorry, you got to speak up. I'm echoing here.
So like you GI, you get a vegetable,
Okay.
I was eating garlic, cinnamon, honey, also unsweetened vanilla, yogurt milk, the bacteria.
Okay, okay. So that's what you're saying you were using for probiotics, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about constipation.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That is
That-
the body.
The garlic. I don't really push for the dairy because the dairy can.
Well, this is almond milk.
Almond milk, okay, gotcha. Okay, okay. Okay, I gotcha, I gotcha.
That's the bacteria.
Oh, I got you on that one. Yes, ma'am.
Being a colon cancer survivor, fasting.
Let me
It sets
just-
the body back, it sets the body back, your body back where it's not being overtaxed.
Yes. Now, what kind of fasting did you do, if you mind me, if you don't mind me asking?
Just water, straight water.
So you did a water fast?
And it was, this was my oncologist that told me that you should fast at least 3 times a week.
Is that because of your illness, or is that a regular thing that
He
you?
does it. He does it.
Now, when you say fasting, does that mean that the fasting needs to be without food, or just liquids? What are you saying?
He said it whole fast, just water.
Just for,
Just 3 days a week.
That's
He
what.
said that you lead by example.
Mhm.
This is my doctor telling me that he does.
Just for general health.
Just for general health, for gut health, yes.
Now, I'm gonna put that. Now, fasting is good. And for you, you had an illness that was a serious illness. So that's why you were doing such an extreme.
I had the organic
Yeah.
constipation because I had all that down to the nausea and the vomiting where I
Mhm.
couldn't even keep water down.
Yes.
And then when I got in there, it started as a hernia, a severe hernia, and there was a mass in there. And then about 2 months later, I went into the emergency room because I was at that point, and they found a 6 centimeter mass, and I couldn't even have a colonoscopy because it wouldn't go through.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it
Yeah.
was, it
So
was.
you definitely had organic constipation
But
because
I,
that was
the
stuff of
signs
disease.
were there
Mhm.
because of what I was eating
Mhm.
way before then. And I had that mass in there for like 10 years.
Wow.
And that hernia had encased it, that's God working there.
Mhm.
And it was stage 2 colon cancer, and I changed my eating habits and things, and started losing weight and everything, so
Amen for that.
I did chemo, I did do chemo, but only for a short time, and God,
Yes.
it was God.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's very, you've got to watch, because I had signs for all this. If I would have took care of it,
At the point.
I wouldn't have been at that point.
That's why it's so important to know your body. You need to know your body. You need to know when things are not normal to you. Like something is not what like oh, why am I feeling this? They'll say, oh, that's fine. Just like I hear one person, he told me, he said, I was having pain. He did end up having cancer. And he's like, I just kept having this pain, and I just said, I'm just getting old. That's what we all say. Getting old doesn't necessarily come with pains and aches and all that, not necessarily. I know old people who are just as vibrant and moving about and doing that. And I was like, you know what? Yes. So pay attention to symptoms. You're having something and you cannot figure out what is causing it, don't go guessing. And people say, well, I don't go to the doctor. I don't put down doctors because God has given everyone knowledge to do a certain thing, and He gives them knowledge of things. So I said, I use them. I go to them and I find out, because they have machines and stuff that I don't have. I mean, I don't have just a big X-ray machine or MRI machine, like that in my backyard, or in my living room. So I go to them to use their equipment to find out what's going on, because I cannot see inside my body and I don't know what's happening. So I want them to see, tell me what's happening. Okay, let me see. Okay, that's what's going on. No problem. Okay, and that's as far as I needed to go. Unless there's something serious, like she said, she needed something rather to help, to get her body to where it could use the natural things to fight its way through. Okay? So, but if it's something that, okay, I know what's going on, appreciate you. And they said, well, I can write you a prescription for that. I'm like, you sure can. Go ahead. You can do that. And I take it, and that's about as far as it goes. Because I know, once I know what's happening, God has already given me a way out. So I just need to find out what's going on, and then I go to Him and say, okay, God, this is what's going on. You know already, and you used to be telling you, but you know, but I'm just saying, this is what's happening. I need your help with this. Guide me that I will use wisdom. Because sometimes we do this, and we just start doing a bunch of stuff. We get happy. You don't want to do that. You want to pray and ask for wisdom. You want to wisely use God's remedies to help you, right? Because they're meant for good, but if you use them improperly, they can cause harm. Okay? I saw a hand, a couple of hands. Yes.
Warm orange juice.
Can I hear it loud, please?
Warm orange juice.
Warm orange juice. Okay, quickly. Hold that thought for me. Let me hit fasting. I knew it was something. I got off on my soapbox there for a second. Fasting. Fasting, intermittent fasting. Intermittent. fasting? Yeah. Fasting is good. Missing a meal hasn't killed anybody, it's just one meal. I mean, it's okay, you know? We'll survive, okay? So there's different types of fasting that you can do, okay? Now she did an extreme one where she did a water fast, where you only have water. Me and my husband done that before. Doing it for about a day is okay. The second day, it gets kind of hard. Just saying. Because your body is used to a certain thing. Like it's just with regular fasting, except with this, you're just drinking water. That's all you're doing is drinking water. And you have to, if you're going to do a water fast, you have to drink a lot of water. You have to stay hydrated. Because if you don't, your ketones will get, you know, wherever, and your body's going to start doing all kinds of strange things. Okay? I did that. My husband was doing it, and I have a hard time making myself drink water anyway. I drink my water, but I was like, okay, if I get busy, it's like, oh, you know what, I haven't had water in the last 2 or 3 hours. Oh, goodness, let me get some water. I have a bad habit of that. So doing a water fast wasn't a very good idea for me, because especially if I was so busy. And when you're doing a water fast, it makes you kind of weakish. Just like even a little more weakish than just doing a regular fast, because you're not getting any. You're just drinking water. So the system starts to do, like I said, funny things. I was busy, all kinds of things will happen. So I had to pull off and do something else, okay? You can do fasting by not eating cooked food. You can just do all raw. Fruits, things of that nature. You can do juice fasting. There's different ones that you can do. You do one that is best for you, okay? And listen to your body when you do fasting, okay? Second thing, if you're constipated, there's another trick he just named. I didn't know about this one until a couple months ago. Warm orange juice. If you're constipated, now when I say warm orange juice, I don't mean take orange juice and put it in a pot and boil it. Okay. You want to get it just slightly above room temperature. You just want to take the chill off of it, pretty much. Okay? Take that warm orange juice, drink it, and I think there's another juice that works for this. I heard it. Prune juice, yes, that's always the go-to one. It seems like you just, you can. I do warm. The only warm juice I do is the orange juice. Prune juice, you just drink because the prune juice is gonna. Or you can eat the prune fruit. That'll also help you get that both. The warm orange juice was a trick that I didn't know about. That I thought it was not grapefruit. I thought I heard somebody else say something else. Another juice they said. Yeah, you want to take the chill off of it. You put it in a bowl or whatever or something, and you just want to heat it slightly, like turn it on just for a few seconds, just to get that chill off. And when it's warm, because you don't want it too warm, because if you drink too warm, it can cause diarrhea or something of that nature. So you can try that, okay? So just a little bit of above room temperature, okay?
Apple juice, no?
I'm sorry.
Apple juice?
Apple juice? Okay, these juices, or even, I should say, foods itself. Will help. Okay, and make sure I got all those. Now the list of, I'm going to bump up a little bit. The list of prebiotics that I put there, that's just some. That's all I could get right there. So if you would look up prebiotics, foods that are naturally prebiotics, you will get more, okay? So we got the warm orange juice, and she brought up something earlier. You see, I'm going to change the color here so you can see it. Yeah, your, of course, up there, your herbal teas, which is, these have, you heard of senna, right? S-E-N-N-A, not Sinner, S-I-N-N-E-R, but Sinner, okay? That's in your herbal tea. There's one that's a brand that's called Smooth Mood. Are y'all familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
Smooth Mood. It will help you do just that. Okay? It's called Smooth Mood. Just you can buy that. Even Walmart has it. I mean, it's like a normal thing now. Okay? Smooth Mood. And it works. Okay? So if you're easily to go, when you take Smooth Mood, you want to make sure you're home or somewhere where you are available. And I mean that seriously, because it does work. Especially for those, like for me, I could drink a cup of Smooth Mood, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm gone. Right after drinking it, literally. My husband, on the other hand, he soaks 2 tea bags for 45 minutes. And then he drink it. It has a bunch of like the herbal things that helps with bowel with it. So, and cinnamon is the main ingredient. And they have it in a peppermint flavor because the one is not flavored and the other one has peppermint in it. So that's, but it's supposed to tell you to soak it for about 5 minutes and then drink. I do that, so drink, I'm good. Right after, gone. Yeah, 2 bags, 45 minutes, he's like, what was this? And I'm like, I don't have a system. So, exactly. Okay, another one. Got 2 more, and then we're going. Good time. Okay, 2 more, and then we're gonna open up. Okay, this one, magnesium. Okay, make sure I spell this right. Spell. Okay, we have magnesium citrate. This is, what's the thing? Epsom salt. Now, I'm not telling you to drink Epsom salt, okay? You can take it and do a sit back, like sit in it. And that will help you to be able to relieve the constipation. Okay? Yes, sir.
Make a product called Calms, it's magnesium citrate with water.
Did you hear what he said? I wish I had a
Calm, C-A-L-M.
It's magnesium citrate and water.
And this one you can drink it. Yes.
Magnesium citrate powder.
It's a powder.
There's also a drink that's pretty amazing that you can buy. It's a pharmacy called Mag Citrate, which is basically,
Okay.
see if you're gonna pay for it.
Because I know people say, well, I took some Epsom salt and I put it on, and I said, that's kind of harsh on the system. So you might want to use that on the outside, but just on, you know? It works for them, it works. But this one he says is called Calm. It's a powder that you can put in liquid and you can actually drink it. So that one is safe, okay? Also, you have good old, yes. Did I spell that right? No. I ran that together. There we go. That's what I need to do. Castrol. Now, how many of you are younger, like back in the day, your grandma or your mom gave you Castrol to drink? Have you ever drank Castrol before, any of you? Oh, I see some cute little hands back there. The children. They both had their hands up. It was good, right?
That's the worst, not the worst.
That is, I don't know why. I was like, take some Castrol. I was like, what do I do with it? He's like, take it in your mouth. And I said, so I remember when my children were small, we were doing a cleanse because we wanted to make sure we didn't have any kind of parasites, you know, all this kind of stuff. So we tried to make sure our system was good. So we did Castrol. And I think did we put lemon in it? I can't remember. Was it Castrol or lemon? It was something, I don't know. We were trying to make it, we were just trying to help it, yes. And we were like, why are you taking this? Because we want to make sure that if you got anything in there, gonna go. And then we did, what's the wormwood? Is it called wormwood? Yes. Let me see. Okay, so we were all, my husband, you know, of course, he just downs it down. And me and the children, I'm trying to be strong for them, you know, and I'm like, just take it, it's okay. Just do it quickly, just do it quickly. And they're like, so they finally built up, you know, the courage, and they did it in the bases. They were like, oh, why? But then when it came to me, they're like, okay, it's your turn, Mama, with all that motivation and all that pep talk went, you know? I was like, I'm not drinking that. They're like, you have to drink it. You made us drink it. I said, but y'all need it. Y'all young. I'm old. I'm good. You know, whatever's happening is going to happen. They're like, no, you got to drink it. I was like, you're right. I cannot tell you to do something that I'm not going to do. So I did it. And then after that, we, of course, it did make us have a Bible. We did that, yes, but we were supposed to check it to make sure there was no parasites. Well, we all was not doing that job. So we all know who got that job. Yes. So he went behind and he checked. And my son's comment was, did you find anything? He said, no, you had nothing. So why did you make me drink that? I drank that for nothing. I was like, no, this is for nothing. At least you know now. He said, yes, but I told you in the first place. I didn't eat anything that would cause me to have parasites. So why? I said, you never know. So I understand what the children went through. It is some horrible tasting stuff. So I'm not going to tell you to drink castor oil. What I am going to tell you to do is make a poultice. That's where you take the castor oil and you put it on a cloth, but preferably a flannel cloth, or any kind of cloth that you have. But if you have something pure cotton cloth, whatever, use something good. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Put it on there, and then you put it on that area. Okay? Yes, and it works. I wish I would have known that when they were small, because I would have never drank that. But experience is a good thing, right? Yes. So that's more, yes, that's better on the taste buds. Okay? So make a poultice using castor oil. Okay? And when you use castor oil, make sure you use a good brand of castor oil. Okay? I try to stick with the organic one, and I also look for it to make sure it is hexane free. Okay? Hexane free. Hexane free. And that's just what they use when they process it. It's chemicals. So you want to make sure, especially if you're going to be putting it on you to absorb in your skin, into your body, and then you put it on your body, you want to make sure it is, doesn't have all these chemicals and has been processed with those things. Okay?
Do we need to say do the castor oil only if you're constipated, or we can just do it anytime?
This right here is for if you're constipated or you feel like you're having some issue that things not moving the way it should, this will work for that. Now these things, there's several things on here that you can do prior, because to avoid constipation. The drinking of the water, the eating of the fiber, staying healthy, the prebiotics. You do probiotics, okay, no problem. You're doing all the fasting things, that all that work. Warm orange juice, prune juice, apple juice, prunes, calm, which is the magnesium citrate. Also the castor oil. All that is if you have this kind of constipation. Okay? Did I clear that up? I hope I didn't confuse all that.
So if, okay, you're saying that's for the functional, and what about if you have an organic one?
The organic constipation is because there's some kind of disease that's inside that area. Like she said she had colon cancer. It's a rare form. Usually, this is the one that we normally deal with. This is the normal thing. When I say normal, it's not normal to be constipated. I'm saying this is the one we're more familiar with. Like it's more, what am I looking for? More common, I heard it. Okay, thank you. I couldn't get that word out. It's the more common one. This one is when there's some other issue that's
You have to do what, go see a doctor?
Yeah, because you want to find out what's going on. There's something serious that's happening in that area, and it will cause you to have symptoms of constipation. I saw a hand. Yes.
For the one you were just talking about, the aloe, actually, aloe vera.
Yes.
Lemon water will actually heal the gut system as it moves you. So for that constipation, that would
Did y'all hear that? Yes. That's a good one too. Yes.
but not too much aloe because it can nauseous.
A little louder, I didn't hear you.
Not too much aloe, just like an inch by inch piece, because if you do more, you can trigger nausea.
Yes. Aloe vera. She just said a small, she said, how much did you use? She said a small piece, not a lot, because it is contributing to this. I'm sorry? How much lemon, she said, did you
Oh,
use?
just a little.
Just a lemon. Just a lemon.
I can't think of the name of it, I wish I could, but I know the people that I know on the flat down in Alto, it's a certain plant that grows
Wow.
every year, that wild, they get it, and they boil it until all the brown is out, it's clear, and then it goes down like that, well, it cleans all your insides out.
Okay. Is it a green? Like a leafy thing that you pick? Are you talking about?
Post.
I'm familiar with that, yes. Okay, now you said they use it to cleanse you out, is that what you said? Hold on. Yeah. You say you use it to cleanse out?
Yeah, it cleans your body out. Boil it and keep boiling until all the brown water out,
Uh-huh.
it's just clear,
Uh-huh.
and pretty much eat it, and it cleans your whole body.
Really? I never had that effect. That's interesting. I remember eating that. Just as a green, yeah. It's really good. Yes, it is. And I know they use the root for different things also, especially like for cancer patients and stuff like that. But that's a whole different topic. Okay? So in a nutshell, this is constipation. This is the one that we are focusing on because there's other diseases, like I said, of the gut. But this is one that if we can keep this from happening, we can keep away other illnesses that comes with it. Because if your system is eliminating properly, that means it's getting rid of toxins, it's getting rid of all the yuckiness. You want to keep that system clean and flowing properly. That way, you won't have to deal with a lot of these other issues and other diseases that come along with it. Because do you know there's different diseases that come with constipation? That constipation is the cause of it? Did you know that? No? Especially if that system is messed up here, your gut's messed up, that causes a lot of different diseases that we're familiar with. Diseases like thyroid issues. If the body's not eliminated, the gut system is messed up. You have thyroid issue, rheumatoid arthritis. You have that. Multiple sclerosis, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic liver disease. Sounds kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, it's constipation.
That's all because our system is not clean, and there's more. I could go through a lot, but for the sake of time, I just want to name those two. Some things that we're having going on with our bodies, if we would get that gut, this system here, working properly, digesting properly, eliminating properly, we're going to avoid having a lot of the things that we're suffering. Yes. Yes. So let's make sure we stay focused on that and make sure it is, our gut is in good health. Okay? I saw a hand. I didn't ignore you. I saw you. Go ahead.
How, okay, like, if you're constipated, like, how many days should we be like, okay, we need to do something?
What?
You want to see,
To the bad point?
yeah, to the bad point.
Okay. Constipation, quickly, I'm going to say. When you go to the doctor, how many times do they tell you that you have to go in order to not be considered constipated? You ever been to a doctor and have an issue and you say, I haven't used the bathroom? I've heard doctors say that if you use the bathroom at least 3 times a week, you're okay.
3 times a week.
3 times a week. Do you eat 3 times a week?
I need more.
You ain't the only one, honey. Trust me. 3 times a week. If you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, even if you just eat breakfast and your last meal, you're only having 2 meals a day, there's how many days in a week? 7. There's 7 days in a week. So when you think about it, each day you're eating, say the minimum, 2 meals a day. That's 14 meals you have eaten. And if you're only eliminating 3 times out of the week, where's the rest of that waste going from the other food that you consume those other days? It's just sitting there. You're not eliminating properly. It will cause poisons in the system. Yes, ma'am.
Is it a true statement that if you eat twice a day, you should go twice a day?
Whatever goes in, how many times you eat,
That's how many times.
that's how many times you should go to the bathroom. Because if your digestive system is working properly, if you eat breakfast, sometime after that breakfast meal is consumed, digestion takes place, some form of elimination should happen before that next meal. And then when you have your next meal, same thing. That's a healthy digestive system. And that will keep your body well. Does that answer your question? Because if you're eating, like I said, if you're eating 14 meals minimum a week and you're only having 3 bowel movements, we got to work on that. Because it's going to catch up sooner than later. Okay? And when it comes, it's going to come with a vengeance. And we're like, whoa, where did this come from? I just woke up and I just got this disease. I went to the doctor and said I have this. It doesn't work that way. It works over time. It just keeps going and keep going and keep going and doing it. By the time it manifests itself, it's already done some damage. So we gotta work back and try to fix that. So to avoid all that, pay attention to your body. Make sure your digestive system is working properly. Eat properly, drink properly, exercise properly, rest properly. You know the rules, the 8 laws. Stick to them, and you will reap the benefits of it, I promise you. Any other questions or comments before I close out? Good deal, good deal. I thank you for allowing me this time to share this with you. And I hope it's something that you walk away with that wet your taste buds like, okay, I need to look into this a little more. I need to check out my body a little more. I need to pay attention to this a little more. I hope you walk away with something that got you like curious, like, is my body where I want it to be? Because we want to be here for a little bit. The time that God has designated for us to be here, we don't want to shortchange it, you know. We want our time. So in order for us to get that, we got to follow what He gives us and take care of this temple that He's given us, because this is the only one you have. You can't go and buy another one after it's gone. That's it. So pray and ask God to help you, guide you, help you to use wisdom in the choices that you make, that it will glorify Him and everything in these bodies while we're here on earth. Okay? All right. If you don't mind, I can pray and close out so that we